Hey y'all, and welcome to the Looking Glass Tarot. I am going to do this reading on Dee Ann Warner. She was 52. She was from Tipton, Michigan. She went missing on April 24th or 25th, around that date, those dates of 2021. Her husband was not very cooperative with law enforcement and investigators. How she went missing was her daughter normally goes and sees her on Sunday morning for breakfast. When she got there, her mother was not there, which led her to report her missing. And this led to him not being very cooperative with the police. They have charged him with open murder and tampering with evidence. The judge has declared her dead. So they are, right now the last update I had was that he is in jail for open murder and tampering with evidence. I do not know if any more charges have been added, but he has not told where she is at. So let's see if we can maybe find out what happened. Let's do a reading to see what happened to Miss Dee Warner and maybe where she may be. The last time she was seen, I wanted to say that too, was she was taking her youngest daughter to her friend's house. And that was the last time she was seen. And that was on April 24th. Okay, this is the Wheel of Fortune. This is like some cycles. This is like things that were repetitive. I feel like it was kind of like things would be going good and then it would hit the cycle of abuse and talked down to, and I feel like she was controlled in everything she done. So it's like a cycle. It's like, it just kept repeating itself. This could also mean fate and money. This could be karma and different things like that. But I feel like for her, with the wheel being the very first card that has come out, it's kind of like this was a cycle for her. It was like her whole marriage, this was a normal, repetitive thing for her life to be repeating the same cycle. It's like she could not get out of the cycle she was in. Knight. This is the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady. So I feel like she made money, like she was over something, like she was like the boss of something. And she was good at money and she made money, but it was like a slow and steady thing. Like Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady. It's earning money. It's nurturing your money. It's watching how you spend it. It's watching, how you invest it and make it. So I feel like she made money and she was good at making money and she was like a boss. But I feel like she was also not the type to just run out there and spend a lot of money. She didn't blow and go, as they say. So she was somebody that was very money conscious. She liked to watch her money grow. She invested it and liked to watch it grow. Temperance. So with her, I feel like it was like this inner balance. It was always trying to find a balance between work and home and relationship. Because I kind of feel like it was always a struggle for her to keep a balance. But she was always smiling and happy. She made people think it wasn't a struggle. But I feel like it was a struggle. I feel like it was always like she was always trying to balance it out and try to keep that, almost like keep the look. It's not that she wanted people to think that things were all great. but she didn't want things to look bad either, if that makes sense. She wasn't like really concerned with what people thought. She just didn't want things to look bad. So she tried to keep a happy face. She didn't want people to know that she was going through stuff. But I feel like toward the end she did kind of like just kind of here and there she would drop hints that things were wrong. I almost kind of feel like she had put some money back somewhere, like some safe money. When I say safe money, I don't mean like a big safe. I mean like safe money, like money she could get to and go if she needed to, kind of like thing. Two of Cups. So this is an emotional connection with someone. This doesn't have to be a lover or somebody you're married to. This could be just a partner, like a business partner that you work with every day, that you've come to care about, and y'all share things together. So the Two of Cups doesn't actually have to mean that type of connection. It can mean just communication and loving and understanding for each other and supporting each other. So there could have been somebody around her that was very supportive, somebody around her that cared about her, that gave her advice, that hated to see her in the situation she was in. This could have been a male friend. This could have been somebody that she worked with. You know, that he genuinely cared about her and he hated to see her struggling in the things she was going through. So that I feel like this is someone that supported her. I almost feel like her husband thought it was more than what it really was. I feel like he gave her grief about that. The Fool. So I think she was trying new things. I think they were job related too, trying new things, trying to invest in new things. I do think she was kind of sticking fillers out there to see if she could make it on her own, to see if she could do things on her own. So the Fool card is about jumping into new things, not knowing the whole picture to everything, but jumping into things, being excited about it, being adventurous, kind of taking everything you got and just going. So I kind of feel like there was that desire there to just pack up just what she needed and to just go with it and just to start fresh and new. I do think her youngest child was kind of keeping her from doing that. Not that her child was literally keeping her, but she didn't want to take the child out of her school and everything like that. So I kind of feel like it was that kind of reason. So it's like there's this new thing she wanted to do. She was really excited about the prospect of starting over in something new, but I feel like at the time it wasn't the right time, she thought. What's the Fool here? Queen of Swords. So I think she did a lot of searching, a little information gathering, a lot of truth seeking, a lot of fact finding. The Queen of Swords is about finding your truth and sticking to it. It's like you're not going to move me from the way I feel and the way I see things and the way I think. So I feel like she was was moving into that position of she didn't care what you thought. She know the truth. She seen the truth. She had the information she needed, and she was going to stand in her truth. So it's like I feel like she was kind of taking herself back a little, kind of taking parts of her back, and she was standing up for herself, because the Queen of Swords is standing up for truth. So I feel like she was moving to that point to where she was trying to take up for herself, standing up for herself, and she was speaking out, and I feel like that was not liked very well. So the Hermit is taking time for yourself, um, self-healing, seeing things in a different way, seeing things in a different perspective, finding out there's other avenues, other ways to go, other areas you can reach out and get help and get information and get things. So I feel like it took her a little time. She was kind of quiet and not saying anything, but I think during this time she was building information. She was building facts. She was building almost like a portfolio for how to help her move forward when the time come. I do feel like it got put on hold for a little bit for some reason, like something had got thrown in there to kind of delay the process of her still getting all her stuff together. But I think that's where she was headed. I think she was getting ready to leave and try to be on her own. Oh, too many, one at a time, please. Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is like taking a risk. So I do believe she was getting ready to, I know that glare. I know she was getting ready to take a risk and do some things that she had not done before, because the Fool card is here telling me that. But the Five of Pentacles can also mean not feeling like you don't have enough money, or don't have enough material things, or you just don't have enough of whatever it is. It can make you feel like you're in poverty or impoverished. It can also make you feel like you're on the outside looking in, like no matter what you do, you just can't get it, you just can't get in there. So I do feel like, I kind of really feel like she's taking a risk, though. She was getting ready to take a risk, even though she felt like she probably had enough money put away and she probably had enough of the things she needed, but she just probably felt like she didn't, because it was something new to her and she had not done it before. So she just felt like, she wasn't going to have everything she needed, but I feel like she did have everything she needed. Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is resting, taking time for yourself. It's almost like in the Hermit, but with the Four of Swords, it's more relaxed. It's more relaxing your mind and your soul. It's more of that, like where the Hermit is more thinking and processing and looking at different angles. The Four of Swords is more resting your mind, resting your soul, just letting yourself be, like reading a book or going somewhere, so, and just doing the things you want to do. So it's kind of like, it's a little bit of a difference of resting. It's more, the Four of Swords is more resting your mind. So I feel like she did a lot of that. She was trying to rest her mind, trying to get healthy, excuse me, trying to figure out just what she wanted to do, because I do feel like she had the resources to do it, and I feel like she was getting ready to. And this could have been, she had planned on going home and resting after she dropped her daughter off. It could literally mean that. So the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is, he's got one mission, and he's riding in to take care of it. This can also be, he can also be seeking truth and information. He can also be looking at things from a different angle himself. But the Knight of Swords, you see how he's riding in, and he's got one mission, and that's what he's thinking about. He's thinking about the one mission that he has, that he's riding into. Now, this could have been him coming in to talk to her, because like I said before, I felt like he was making a big deal of her friendship at work. So this could have been him coming in questioning her about that. But normally this is a confident person. This is logical person, rational person. But they've got a specific task that they're taking care of. So she was either trying, I feel like she was trying to avoid him as much as she could. Avoid him. Just stay away from him as much as she could, because she felt like if I avoid him, there won't be any arguments or fights. And a lot of times the Knight of Swords can be like that too. They can be like, they'll either engage or they'll avoid you. So I kind of feel like that's what she was doing. She was trying to avoid him. I kind of feel like he was home and she was just trying to stay away from him. The Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is can be a younger person, like 25 to 35, but the Page is new and inexperienced at what they're doing. They're also, they can jump into things a little bit too quickly because they are inexperienced. The Page of Swords can also be a spy. This can be somebody spying on somebody else, trying to figure out what they're doing and what's going on. But the Page of Swords is strategy. It's about learning strategy and learning discipline. So I kind of feel like maybe this could have been somebody around her. But I kind of feel like it's her, because I feel like she's trying new things out and trying new experiences, and she's trying to avoid him. And I think she's trying to be strategic. She's trying to avoid him but not let him know she's avoiding him, if that makes sense. So the Seven of Swords. Let's see, you can see it better right there. Well, I don't know if you can. Let's push these up. So this could be like I'm taking taking what I can and leaving. So that's what I was saying earlier. I feel like, she was getting ready to just take what was important to her and go. So I feel like she had just enough that she could leave. When she left there, she could be on her own. So the Seven of Swords is about taking what you can and leaving with you. You see how he's got all these books piled up, and that's all he can take with him. He's losing some along the way, but he's taking what he can with him. So I feel like it's kind of like that. It's kind of like she had a bag or had a box, or she had stuff in her car already that if she needed to, she could just go. But I feel like this was like just her necessities when she would leave, when she would go. That might have been why she took her daughter to her friends. Maybe she was in the process of doing that. I kind of feel like she might have been in the process of doing that and he caught her. The Six of Swords. So she was headed in a different direction. That's exactly what she was doing. She was trying to leave. She was trying to get in her car and leave and head in a different direction, literally. She was trying to move on and move forward. And you see she's in the car and they're going fast. So I feel like she was literally trying to leave. I think that she was trying to leave that night. Page of Pentacles. So this is inexperience, but this is usually starting a new job. This is starting a new, maybe you're it's in the same area that you're in, but you're an apprentice now. You're working under someone else, so you're learning. And this is money. This is earth. This is money. So I feel like she either got her another job that paid her a little more, or she was moving up in the position that she was already in and she was getting more. But this is about a new job. This is about new material things coming in. and this is inexperienced in the direction you're going. So I feel like she was leaving and she had a new job waiting for her, or a new step up. Like, I feel like it was like a new promotion or something, but I feel like she was an apprentice somewhere. And she was doing it to earn more money and to be able to be on her own. Yep. Ace of Cups. Yep. New start, new beginning. That's what she was looking for. That's what she was headed for. That's what she was working for. Ace of Cups is new start, new beginnings. And when I said I feel like she had a new job and she was trying to head for new things, I got the Ace of Cups, which means yes, she was. And I feel like she was happy and excited about it. She was just trying to get out so she could do that. And she did have the things she needed, but I feel like she was very happy about this. I feel like someone offered it to her just at the right time. It was like somebody came in and offered her this right at the right time. Like they knew she needed it, and it's just kind of like things had kind of worked out for her very well because she had waited, and I feel like with the Ace of Cups coming in, it just kind of worked out for her at the right time. Nine of Cups. So this is happiness. This is having your, having almost all your cups filled, your family. This is hope. This is excitement. This is almost contentment. You see how he's there, contentment. So I feel like she thought she was finally going to be where she wanted to be. If she could be out on her own and she could be just her and her daughter. I kind of feel like she thought that would be all she needed as far as like a family unit. She would be happy like that. And it is about inner strength. She was having to look inside and gather inner strength. She was having to believe in herself. She was having to, because I kind of feel like there was a lot of negative thoughts and negative things that he would say to her. So I feel like she had to, look within herself and keep herself, inner self strong. And that's what kept her going. So the Five of Wands. So there was a conflict the night that she was at home. There was, Five of Wands means a conflict, an argument, a disagreement. And I don't think this was a conflict within herself. I think this was a conflict within her home. I think she was trying to leave, and once he found out she was trying to leave, it caused an argument, a conflict. And so I think that's how it got started. The Emperor. So the Emperor is the father figure. I don't know what he did. He could have, let's see it there. I don't know what he did. He could have worked in the community. He could have been well known in the community. He could have had friends that were well known in the community. This can also be a very controlling. The Emperor can be very controlling and very stubborn. And he can be a little bit on the not as nurturing like as the Empress can be. You see how he's kind of like, this is my throne, this is my house, this is my castle. That's what I'm thinking. This is my castle, this is my house, these are my rules. That's kind of how I feel about him. Not all emperors, but I kind of feel about this emperor. He was like, this is my castle, I'm the man of the castle, blah blah. That kind of attitude is what I think went on there. So the Knight of Pentacles, this is your money maker. He's like head of the household. He is down to earth. He's nature. But in this reading, he's the father. He's the head of the household. He brings the money in according to him. So this could represent him also. I don't know if he was an earth sign. Let's try that again. The Hierophant. So I do think there was some legal things coming up. I do think she was seeking divorce. I do think she was seeking divorce, and I think she was leaving that night, and I do think there was a conflict between her and him, and I think that is how she went missing. Ooh, let's try it again. So this is the I have oracle cards that I'm going to use. This is Dark Mirror Oracles, and this is the Addicted card. So I don't know if he was addicted to anything. You know, he could have been addicted to anything. This also can be just meaning that he was just an abuser. He was just addicted to abuse, to hurting other people. I don't believe that she was addicted to anything. But it's also like, it can also mean like she was there and she was mistreated and abused and she chose to stay. But I feel like she dropped those chains and she decided that she didn't want to stay so she could get away. It can mean depression. It can mean that she was very depressed. But I feel like it wasn't just getting her freedom. I think getting her freedom away from him. It was about getting herself back. It was like getting her self-strength back. It wasn't just about breaking away from him. Sacrifice. And I do feel like she sacrificed a lot. Of herself to be in that situation that she was in. Well, of course, making the move she did cause the tower to come in. Which would cause any foundation to crumble, because she was starting over, you know, and her foundation would be gone, what she knew before. But I don't feel like it was a foundation for her. I feel like it was a good tower moment that was coming in for her. Let's see if we can share water. Share her home. I keep getting these towers when I ask where she may be. I don't know if there's a bridge close to where she lived. I don't know if there's bridges close to where she lived. Can you see that? I'll move it. There we go. I don't know if there's any bridges where she lived, close to where she lived. I feel like this is a bridge. So that's where I kind of feel like he put her there, threw her over a bridge, or she's under a bridge. He put her, but I kind of feel like he threw her over a bridge. I don't know if there's a bridge near her that has the big pillars on either end that stand up. But I keep getting that, so I kind of feel like she's near a bridge. I don't feel like it's real far from her home, but I feel like she's near a bridge. Ask one more thing. And I feel like she is getting some type of justice because he has been arrested for her murder, but I don't know if I hope she will be found. So I kind of feel like she's like under a bridge. I do feel like maybe she's under a bridge, and it was close to her home. I think it was a conflict that turned very badly, and I think that's how she went missing. I do hope that she gets found. But he has not told where she is at, and I hope they have enough evidence pointing toward him that would help them, bring charges to him. But I do feel like there's something to do with the bridge and underneath the bridge where she's at, or where her remains would be at. So I pray that she is found for her 2 daughters. So thank you for watching and subscribing and commenting. I do appreciate you. I do hope you have a blessed day and love and light.